Namaskar. And today we have with us a very special guest, senior psychiatrist Dr. Ullas Luktuke. Namaskar. Sir.
Namaskar.
Shall we go to the first question, sir?
Please do.
We always see that every child since his childhood has some inclination towards becoming someone.
Yes.
What was your basic inclination in childhood and what brought you to the decision of becoming a psychiatrist?
It's a very interesting and a funny question. Somehow, as a child, when I used to play the doctor. In childhood, I was always called a doctor.
Doctor. Okay.
So, becoming a doctor was fixed in my mind somehow. But later on, as I became an adult, I realized there is a very famous quotation by Sartre. Life is otherwise arrogant.
Life is otherwise
Arrogant. It doesn't accept any help from anywhere. The only occasion where it comes beseeching for help is during sickness.
Right.
So, I felt that with whatever interest I ever had in understanding the human beings better, becoming a doctor is the right place because that is where life comes beseeching for help. So I came to medicine, and then as I came to medicine, I realized that body is governed by mind.
Okay.
And mind precedes all physical action.
Right.
Consequently, I felt that understanding the mind is the key to understand human being.
Absolutely.
And understanding why do people behave the way they do, which is the famous dogmatic sentence about psychology. Why do people behave the way they do? That became my matter of interest. So I felt joining psychology, and as I am a doctor, joining psychiatry because life comes beseeching for help. So I became a psychiatrist.
One skippy question. If not a psychiatrist, then what would have you become?
My liking was towards surgery.
Oh.
But whether I would have become surgeon is a different matter because it's governed by many practical factors. But alternative to psychiatry was surgery. It was not general medicine. It was surgery.
That's great. We mostly find doctors are not that much, most of the doctors for that matter, there are a few exceptions, but for that matter, doctors are not that much inclined towards spirituality. And we have seen you for years speaking, and why just speaking, guiding on spirituality. So how did you come from medicine to spirituality or science to spirituality?
The great saint of Pune, Osho, has said this. Psychology is beginning of spirituality.
Oh.
Or highest point of psychology is spirituality. So the two are related. Psychology is at the beginning end and spirituality is at the other end because both deal with non-material things but both relate to our existence, our being, what we become. I am a doctor, you are a psychiatrist, you are this, you are that. That is becoming. But what's your being?
Being.
The medicine, branch of medicine, relates to being. When being becomes not well, the doctor is called into the picture. But basic design is continuation of being in an easy, graceful manner. So, in my opinion, psychology or psychiatry aim at making human life graceful. People come to us as psychiatrists, patients who come, they have made their life very difficult, very uncomely. Not beautiful, ugly,
Miserable.
symptomatic. And job of a psychiatrist is to set the things right in such a way that the design of life becomes graceful again.
क्या बात है. It has been almost 50 plus years in psychiatry.
Yep.
And as almost everybody who is associated with you and also who knows you is also aware of Prajit, which is the self-help group. Can you tell us something, and especially those who don't know about Prajit?
Simply, let's look at the meaning of the word Prajit.
Fine.
Pra and Ajit. Ajit, one who is never defeated. Ajit, one who is never defeated. And Pra is big. Acharya, Pracharya, bigger one. So one who is never defeated, not only that, who is never defeated, that is Prajit.
Prajit.
So we aim at reconstructing. We call our members as Shubharthis.
Shubharthis.
They seek Shubha meaning of life.
Great.
So they are Shubharthis. All through 25 years that we have been talking, we talked of psychology, we talked of spirituality. Tell me any psychologist, great, from Freud to Aaron Tibet, or everything. We have taught all that in our group. We have discussed it also.
Yes.
The rational emotive therapy, we have learnt and we have discussed it. Ramdas, we have been learning for 10 years. Gita, we have been discussing for more than 1 year. Whole idea is one must learn for one's own self as to what is the basic meaning of whatever I am doing. I am busy. I means every person is busy in becoming something. I become a doctor. I become an engineer. But what about your being? You are a man. You are a person. You have a life. Correct word for which there is no word in English.
Oh.
Jiva.
Jiva.
You have got a Jiva with you. You are Jivanta. You are living. So life is in fact ever the basic issue of inquiry for any human being. That's what we do at Prajit. And we have seen to it that all people, all our Shubharthis, take part in the discussion.
Yes.
We see to it that we don't go into all those big terms, existentialism. What do you understand by that term? Common man understands nothing. Astitwavad. You have spoken a difficult word in English.
Yes.
You have given another difficult word in Marathi.
And with Vad.
Why?
Vad.
Gives no meaning. डोक्यात प्रकाश तर पडला पाहिजे ना. So my basic idea in running Prajit for a common man is to see that each person takes the life of meaning higher. Does he see any meaning in his life at all? There are so many people who equate their roles with life. I'm a clerk. I'm an engineer. I'm an actor. They are the roles which you are playing. That's not what you are. And in Prajit, we gradually take our Shubharthis into that as to what is the basic meaning, artha. What is the meaning for which you are living? And in the course, because our intelligence is taught in a helter-skelter manner, very often our intelligence, or if you want to use a better term, our intellect also in practice goes on a wrong track. It goes haywire. Otherwise, how do you explain? People commit thefts, people tell lies, people deceive each other. Why? Because the proper meaning of life, proper meaning of the term jiva has never descended on to the person. And the basic design ever is going up and up. Just like you seek promotion in your job. In your life also, you seek promotion in spirituality.
Wow.
It begins with prarthana. It begins with daily chanting of a mantra. They are all mechanical things. But gradually one comes to heightening the awareness. And that begins with first understanding that we are all brothers. That feeling of brotherhood. And then that takes us to the point as to we are all the same and equal. If you are same and equal, then you have nothing to win. म्हणून तुम्ही अजित आहात. That's why you are ajit. There is nothing to win. So gradually one must go to that stage where one realizes that the terms winning and defeat are meaningless. Live according to the basic meaning of whatever you are living and carry it through as honestly as possible.
Wow.
And that would give to you the happy fruit of what you are living.
Yes, you are answering most of the questions that I'm going to ask, but slightly some questions upside down. That doesn't matter. We can very well go ahead with it because you are giving me a link which is asking me to take the next question, and that is, as you said, there are so many things in spirituality said by different schools of spirituality, by different spiritual teachers, as the Western world calls them. We call them spiritual gurus, they call them spiritual teachers. And everyone, as per his school of thought, defines certain terms in spirituality, which at the root are the same. But as you started with the topic, my very query was, which is a lot of interest to the audience. As you said, first it is to realize who I am. So as a layman, as a common human being, my basic question is the same. Who am I? And related to that, what is this birth and death? Scientifically speaking and spiritually speaking.
Life is continuous.
Okay.
All over the universe, life is continuous. A part or a piece of life descends into each one of us so that we become whatever we are. Okay? But let's go to the way we are. Somewhere we were one cell, unicellular organism. A sperm meets an ovum. Two cells meet and they become one. In our spirituality, we say God is only one. It is there. Maybe there are two cells, they become one. And then they differentiate to become an adult body. But whatever was the life which was there, life, jiva, jo hota, that jiva, that life, that liveliness continues all through the life. And होनिंग, HONING, होनिंग, त्याला पैलू पाडले पाहिजेत. होनिंग युअर existence. That is the skill of life. If we do that, okay, we are fine. So according to me, the matter is the life is continuous. A piece of life comes into you, you become aware that male gamete and female gamete that they united, they did not know the term I or we, but that grew into multicellular organisms, that grew into the womb, that grew in the womb, became a baby, was born, multicellular organism with multiple organs, all said and done. The realization I has to be explained. Everybody lives to satisfy the I, but I is different from being proud of who I am. I am a collector. I am prime minister. You are talking of becoming. The I, the piece of life which is there in that great man or a simple man on the street, piece of life is the same.
Same. Okay.
So understanding this gives to you a feeling all are one. Then behaving with others becomes easy if you really mean it. The difficulty is our practical life teaches us to treat everybody differently depending upon what are your needs. I need 100 rupees and somebody gives me 100 rupees. I say, I'm thankful to you.
Oh.
And I need 100 rupees. I ask some other person. He says, no, thank you. Get away. I get angry with him. Not necessary. So, if I look at my own self, do I have to attach an emotion of wantedness or unwantedness to my emotion? If I am wise about it, a lot of my emotional conflict and emotional trouble would go. In fact, the term emotion means self-expression.
Self-expression.
Emotion, motion. Basic Latin word is motivare. Motivare is to come out, to express. And means special.
Oh.
To come out in a special way. So, each one of us comes out, expresses one's his self or herself in that person's peculiar way. That is motivation.
Emotivation. Emotion.
Emotion. And that differs. So, anger is the same. It may be Ashok, Aparna, Vijay, Vaishali, for example, any four people. The term anger is the same. But the way Ashok becomes angry and Vijay becomes angry, they are two different things. Third person would say, both of you are angry. But Ashok, in his anger, would throw a tantrum. And Vijay, in his anger, may even hit somebody else. That is where coming out counts. As you come out with grace.
No.
Achieving the grace, in my opinion, is the basic understanding, basic learning of spirituality.
Oh, wonderful.
Living gracefully.
See.
There is no reason at all why I should even ever beg somebody. In my own self, I am good enough to live. There is a story told about Lord Buddha.
Hmm.
It is said he asked a question to himself, how much food do I really need?
Okay.
And he decided to go on fast, which he did. And one small morsel of rice, bhatacha ek घास, and he lived on that for one complete month. Did not eat anything else. So how much food would you need? Basic point is how much of supply of energy your being needs. Becoming is a different story.
Right.
Your being needs a very basic trickle, but a continuous supply of energy. That continuity is life.
Wow. So that was very interesting. As sir said, it started from who I am, who am I, and then as he suggested, okay, the life should continue, the energy should transfer. So there comes the concept of person taking birth and then death. That's the cycle which keeps
Yes.
the energy going.
Going.
I don't know how important the question is, but once again there are again two thoughts in the society, and especially that is about not spirituality that much, because it is more about religion and God. So there is one group who strongly believes God exists, and the other believes strongly, equally strongly and convincingly that God does not exist. How? I don't want your opinion. I just want how you look at it.